Good morning, class. This is your teacher, Miss Judy N.C. Patachil. How are you today? Welcome to PE in Health subject, second semester, fourth quarter, week 5. Our learning objective for this morning are, at the end of the lesson, students will be able to identify the principles of training and barriers to physical activities, and then write an essay about how to enhance my fitness during pandemic. The lesson that we are going to discuss this morning is about principles of training and barriers to physical activity. Definition and descriptions of principle of training. The principle of training should be thought of as the golden rules of making fitness training work for the individual participant. Following these golden rules will help to guarantee success and will carry athletes towards their training and performance goals. All training is aimed at creating long-term physical changes in the body systems. These changes are referred to as adaptations. Specificity or training must be relevant to the individual and their sport. This can be achieved by tailoring training specifically for the sport or even the position that the individual plays. The muscle groups that they use most of the dominant energy system of the athlete. Progressive overload. Training frequency, intensity, time or type must be increased over the training period to ensure that the body is pushed beyond its normal rhythm. Now let's proceed to the F, I, T, and T. We have the frequency, intensity, time, and type. Frequency is increased by training a greater number of times each week. Intensity is increased by lifting a greater resistance such as with weight training or by training at a higher percentage of maximum heart rate. This can be done either as continuous or interval training. Time can be manipulated by training for longer, reducing recovery times, or by completing a greater number of sets or repetitions, or also known as reps. Lastly, we have the type. Type of training is manipulated by offering a variety of training types and experiences to the athlete by combining training methods. Individual needs. All athletes are different. Training must be related to the athlete's age and gender, injury status, and fitness level. Any training that fails to be relevant to the individual will fail to motivate the athlete and will prove to be unsuccessful in the long term. And next, we have the rest and recovery. In rest and recovery, physical adaptations occur during the recovery and non-active period of the training cycle. Therefore, athletes and trainers must achieve the right amount of rest between sessions, good sleep patterns, and the right nutrition, including the use of protein to help repair the damage caused by intense training. We have also the reversibility. It is a system's reverse or the adapt of training stops or is significantly reduced or injury prevents training from taking place. It is essential to avoid breaks in training and to maintain the motivation of the athlete. So that is reversibility. Next, we have overtraining. So what is overtraining? So if an athlete does not have sufficient rest periods, then they are at risk of overtraining. This is when the body does not have time to adapt to the training, and as a result, the fitness of the athlete declines and they are more at risk of becoming ill or injured. Now let's proceed to the barriers to physical activity. Many technological advances and conveniences that have made our lives easier and less active. Many personal variables, including physiological, behavioral, and psychological factors, may affect our plans to become more physically active. Understanding common barriers to physical activity and creating strategies to overcome them may help make physical activity part of daily life. People experience a variety of personal and environmental barriers to engaging in regular physical activity. Next, we have the personal barriers. With technological advances and conveniences, people's lives have in many ways become increasingly easier as well as less active. In addition, people have many personal reasons or explanations for being inactive. The most common reasons adults do not adopt more physically active lifestyle are cited as insufficient time to exercise, inconvenience of exercise, lack of motivation or lack of self-motivation, non-enjoyment of exercise, boredom with exercise, lack of confidence in their ability to be physically active or low self-efficacy, and fear of being injured or having been injured recently. We also have lack of self-management skills such as the ability to set personal goals or monitor progress or reward progress towards such goals, lack of encouragement, support, or companionship from family and friends, non-availability of parks, sidewalks, bicycle trails, or safe and pleasant walking, and we also have the path close to home or the workplace. The top three barriers to engaging in physical activity across the adult lifespans are time, energy, and motivation. In a 2013 study that aimed to identify the external and internal barriers to physical activity and exercise participation among middle-aged and elderly individuals, the most common external barriers among the middle-aged and the elderly response were not enough time, no one to exercise with, and lack of facilities. Other barriers include cost, illness or injury, partner's issue, safety considerations, uneasiness with change, facilities, transportation, skill, childcare, and unsuitable. Now let's proceed to the environmental barriers. The environment in which we live has a great influence on our level of physical activity. Many factors in our environment affect us. Obvious factors include the accessibility of walking paths, cycle trails, and recreation facilities. Factors such as traffic, availability of public transportation, crime, and pollution may also have an effect. Other environmental factors include our social environment, such as a support from family and friends and community spirit. It is possible to make changes in our environment through campaigns to support active transportation, legislation for safer communities, and the creation of new recreation facilities. So that's all for our lesson this morning. I hope you enjoy and you learn a lot. Thank you for listening. For your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. Again, good morning and have a nice day.